All right, now we're going to talk about a place, and what a place this is. Birdland. Oh yeah, guess what? It was called Birdland, an idea brought by one of its owners, Mr. Goldstein. We're going to name this thing Birdland. We're going to capitalize on the popularity of Charlie Parker, the Bird. We're going to even hire Bird to play here a couple times because you know he's difficult. But we're going to bring him up in here and we're going to call this Birdland. Opening this club December 15, 1949. The owners were pretty much Levy brothers and Mr. Goldstein, and then 6 silent partners. They bought this place from a character who we know as Joseph Catalano. He was known in the street as Joe the Wop. So you can figure out what that connection is. At any rate, opening up in 1949, this became a who's who venue for everything jazz. And even not jazz, because you see George Shearing wrote a piece called Lullaby of Birdland in honor of this club. And George Shearing was not really a jazz cat. But Art Blakey's A Night at Birdland from 1954 was recorded there. Basie recorded Basie at Birdland, right there. A lot of great live albums. John Coltrane's live album, Train at Birdland, recorded right there at Birdland. So it was a place that really was high profile as a performance venue and as a recording venue. Oh yeah. Now it featured a little short guy. He was 4 foot tall. His name was Pee Wee Marquette. And if you gave him a tip, he would actually, as MC, pronounce your name correctly. And if you did not tip him, the whole world would know it because he would mispronounce your name. He would jack your name up in royal fashion. And everybody would know that you were a cheapskate. Oh yeah, Pee Wee Marquette would sell you out. This club was happening in every way. There were a couple of unfortunate incidents in 1959. One of the owners was found stabbed to death in the alley behind the club. There was never a culprit. It was an unsolved murder, probably a hit. And Miles Davis was beaten to a pulp by a New York policeman during an engagement at Birdland, and it changed Miles' life forever. But Birdland was this club on Broadway, 1 block north of 52nd Street, and everybody played there, man, from Dizzy to Johnny Smith to you name them, Prez, that's the Young was in there, you name them, they played there. And this club was just the joint of joints. They even had a fenced-in area that was known as the Peanut Gallery. Hey, well, teenagers to come in every now and then and be, let's say, section off from the grown-up folks because they could drink their little soda pops and whatnot. So they even had a little peanut gallery there for special occasions. Big Long Bar, Peanut Gallery, Boots, the whole shot. It was kind of an upscale jazz club, and it had the most hot entertainment to be found in New York City. And it had a name to match, as I said, called Birdland, and named after Bird himself. This club continued up until about 1965, I think, when things started changing. The rent went up, and the owners decided, you know what, we've had enough of this, and the club as we knew it closed. It was open for one night of a revitalization in 1979, and then I think in 1986 a new Birdland was opened in a new location. But the original Birdland opened December 15, 1949, ended its reign in 1965 after having so many great performances and even great recordings in this outstanding location just north of West 52nd Street. Birdland, baby, the place where hot jazz can be found. And it was a who's who for the people of New York City. Thank you, Birdland. And thank you, Charlie Parker, for lending your name to a hot jazz club and even playing there a few times. And that's my story, baby. Birdland, yeah.